You just got to kind of look at things. You know, it's Sunday, high noon, Tannadice Park, Rangers coming over the hill, coming out all battles. Is this a good time or a bad time to be facing Rangers?
I love the way you've set that up there. It's very, 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 very cleverly set up. I like that. Yes. Coming over the hill, it's high noon, brilliant. I love football when I love football. Well, listen, we're really looking forward to it. We really are. But we really love, we really are, we really appreciate being at Dundee United. We miss the fans massively. What a brilliant game this would have been for the fans to be at as well. I mean, I'm probably the only manager in history, well, I will be in 5 months being a manager of the club, has never met the fans. Never met them. So that's something that I really look forward to, and probably everybody in football does. So, yeah, it's a great, great challenge for us, but one that we are really, honestly excited about. We know the size of the challenge, but we know as a group, we believe inside that we know what we've got to be good at. And if we're good at that, and we're good at the other thing when we have the ball and we cause problems and we get that right, then we'll pose a threat to Rangers. This is Tannadice. It should be and will be, if not right away, it will build towards, again, being what it has always been, a really difficult place for anybody to come to. We'll find out, we're finding out at a time where we are in that process because we're a new team to this level, as we say, and we are. That's not even me trying to make any excuse. I'm just telling you the facts. That's where we are at a football club at the minute. So, like I say, after we play Rangers, we'll have more of an idea of where we are and what we're working from and how much work we've got to put in to get to where we want to get to.
Looking at the team lines, obviously, that are likely to come out on Sunday. If you look at the striking department, Mark McNulty, Lawrence Shankland and Nicky Clark up there, probably one of the most productive forward lines you could possibly have in this particular league. They seem to be a bit light at the moment. Is it just that they're not getting the service into the box so that they can, you know, and how are you going to, you know, improve the service to them in the box?
How long have you got? How long have you got here? How long have we got here?
Oh, no, right, here we go. Quite a while.
Here we go, right. Football's a process, right, without complicating it, because I try and keep football dead simple. It's a process. Your goalkeeper gets the ball, and the end result, what you're trying to work towards, is scoring a goal. So there's a process that has to take place in order for that to happen, and there's a load of players, or maybe not, that's got to be involved in achieving that. So if your fullback gets it off the goalkeeper, he's got to get it into the front men. Front men's got to hold it up. You've got to go and catch that up. Then you've got to get it wide, and bodies have got to get in the box. Now, at the minute, we're not quite clicking in all that process. There's wee bits that are breaking down, either on technique or decision making, that we're working really hard on. But we know the process of what we're trying to achieve. And then you reverse that when you ain't got the ball. Now, when we ain't got the ball, we are very good. We're very good at that part of it. But what we've got to get better at is the quality into front men, decision making of when we get into front men, then the front men's retention skills are keeping it, or the front men's movement. And then when they start to get a hold of it and we start to get that part right, then the support play to that. And then either finishing it halfway a shot at goal, or sliding somebody in goal, or getting it wide and getting it in the box, and then setting up your safety. That's the whole process. So we've come up a level, and we are, and this is the truth, there'll be 20 games, I'm in league, 16 league games. I've been 15 because I've been sat down for one. So for 15 league games, we have players who have played at this level for 15 games. So it was always going to take time to come up a level and be able to do the asks of becoming an all-round team that defends well and attacks well. So we're very clear in how we want to do that. We continually work with the players, encourage the players to get better at it. And that can only be done in time and on the training ground. But we are aware of what we need to do in order to try and make that process more clinical and more continuous, so that we're doing it all the time, and that's what we're working on. But we are aware of it. But at the minute, it's about getting results and continually working on that consistency of the process in order to get us to where we all want to get to. But that is going to take time.
Okay.
Do we like that?
I did. I want to reflect back on your experiences of last week. First time you haven't been in the dugout at Tannadice or with Dundee United this particular season. Do you feel that it gave you a different perspective of the game? Do you feel it was maybe a bit more like being a fan, having to sit and watch it on the telly rather than being sat there right in the middle of the action in the dugout?
No, not really, because when we play a game, I'll probably watch it back maybe a dozen times to go over all that process that we just speak about. So I will comb over the whole thing. And I'll comb over decision making, and I'll comb over technique, and I'll comb over physicality and running ability and all of that, and how's the process working with or without the ball. So I do it all the time. And I go back in on the Monday or the Tuesday and we work on it again. What I will say is, and I keep trying to get the message to everybody, I don't read the newspapers and I don't do Twitter and Facebook. No, some things come back to me, because I'm the manager and people can't wait to tell me stuff. They all want to work with me and tell me stuff, But I can understand that, and I want everybody else to understand that this is working towards the football that I want to see. But in the meantime, I've got to be pragmatic with it and get results, because ultimately that's going to try and stay in the Scottish Premier League. So I've got to use what I've got at the minute to get us results, to keep us moving forward, but in the meantime keep trying to improve it, but realistically at the right pace and right tempo. And you find that out as you move through the games, and then we're keeping trying improving it, and as I comb over the games I go, well, that's getting a wee bit better, so keep moving it forward there. And as we move forward, we will either introduce academy players into it as well, make the players that are already in the first team better, or we'll recruit from outside to keep making the progress move forward again towards, like I just said, the Dundee United that we all want to end up seeing performing regularly. So that's all we're doing.
Just, is this a good time for Dundee United to be playing Rangers? On one hand, they're domestically doing very, very well. They've just qualified for Europe. On the other hand, they were in Poland last night and they've got a long journey back. Is it good for United to be playing them now?
I think, as I said, you can look at their situation and everything like that, but I think we have to focus on us. And I think from our standpoint, I think it is. I think it's a time when we're experiencing an odd situation, but we have a lot of togetherness, and I think we're gonna give it a go. So from our standpoint, I think it is.
Dundee United at the moment aren't scoring a massive amount of goals, obviously, from there. So how important is it on Sunday for Dundee United to get the first one and then the second one?
I think that's always important. That's something I've learned in this league is getting that first goal is, because goals change games. They really do. They spark belief or they can make you crumble. And so I think being smart and being disciplined and trying to find our time to get that goal is going to be important, and hopefully we do.
With what's been happening at Tannadice with the coronavirus details, etc., over the last couple of weeks, what do you think makes Dundee United kind of best fitted for taking on Rangers this weekend?
Well, it's been good to have the manager back to kind of be clear about how we want to shape up, and I think have a sense of our sense of our game plan to attack the game. So I think that's one of the biggest things, is just kind of having them back and having a real clarity in how we want to approach the game. So then on the weekend we can just go out and execute, rather than kind of being a little bit scattered in the approach.
Okay, last one for me, just really about with the festive period coming along, and things obviously going to be quite busy for Dundee United over the festive period. How does that fit in with yourself and the other players when people are kind of coming down and getting ready for the festive break, and you guys are having to step up a league and move on, obviously, and get out to work?
Yeah, I mean that's the job. It's an important period, a lot of games, and I think how we handle that will really kind of set us up in going forward through the new year too. So I think we have to look at that as a really important period, but take it one game at a time, and kind of like we have been with all of this. It's kind of have to be one game at a time, one day at a time, because there's been a lot of, like I said, variables that have been thrown in the equation throughout the year. So all I can say is that's kind of my mentality, and I say a lot of guys one game at a time.